Ferenchick here with Isaac Gehlhaus. So Isaac, well, we're just getting started here. It's a nice cold night.
Beautiful night out.
Good night for football. We're really excited to get rolling here. So welcome in also to the A&S Media pregame show. So first question we want to go over today. Do you think the Harriton offense will be able to finally find their footing in the 9th game of the season? Because they've had about 3 touchdowns all season.
You know, Sam, I really think that this team, you know, Spiros,
he's a good player.
Colin Sullivan, Spencer Havey, they've been putting in the work, getting that chemistry down. So I think that, yes, this is the game where we're going to see some big plays out of those 3. And I think we're also going to see some younger guys stepping it up with some touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, not to disrespect Upper Darby, but right now, last year they were 2-9. They're 3-5 this year. They're looking good. They're looking really solid. They have a lot of deep threats, and their quarterback looks really good this year. But I think Harriton can start putting off points up against this weaker Upper Darby team than they've been in the past, but still a really good team. I think they can start putting up points and start getting more touchdowns than they've gotten in previous games.
Yeah, you know, Sam, I feel like the strong suit of this Upper Darby team is really their offense.
Yeah.
Their offensive line is massive, great quarterback behind it, but their defense isn't as strong as it used to be.
It's not.
And so I think that
it's a big team. It's a really big team.
It is. But I really think that we could get some big plays here, and we could get something going.
So I have to say, last game, we saw the first drive of the game was really good, but it was tormented by penalties. There's a penalty, there was a face mask, pulling back 10 yards, then they were like 3rd and 20, so they couldn't do it, then they had to punt. So do you think penalties are going to be as big of an issue today as they were 2 weeks ago?
I believe that in this team, Harriton versus Upper Darby, it's going to be a close game, right?
It is.
So I think that penalties are going to be really important. It's going to be important that you get all the yards that you can.
And it's important Harriton is capitalizing on every single drive. This Upper Darby team, as I said, their defense may not be as strong, even though they have really good linebackers. They have a lot of deep threats, and we need our cornerbacks, Marcus Bates. They all need to step up today and make sure they're playing really good defense.
Yeah.
You know, you can expect a lot from Moose and Dennis, but can the D-line bring it? Are they going to be able to stop this run? They don't have that good of a running back, I have to say, but he is really solid, and he will put up yards against you.
You know, Sam, I really couldn't agree more. I feel like our defense is going to be really important in this game. I really do believe that this game is going to be a battle of the offenses, though.
Yeah, no doubt. And I would like to see Harriton take more deep shots. I don't know if anyone was watching our Springfield game a couple weeks ago. We were talking, they need to take a deep shot next play. Deep shot. I'm not sure if the coaches on the top of the press box heard us, but they took a deep shot. It worked well.
They got what, 50 yards on that?
Marcus Bates went from the other side 20 down here to about the 10. They were able to get the touchdown with a quick flick off to Moose and Dennis, who ran it in. He's been playing a lot for this team. He's been playing linebacker, defensive end. I heard he's playing O-line. Someone told me, one of my
I mean, you
players
really
in the
just
locker
have
room.
all of these players that are just...
You do.
Our team is filled with injuries, so we just have players that are really stepping up and filling these spots that need to be filled.
And Moose and Dennis is no doubt the most important player to this football team. He is... I don't even know how to describe him. He's like the Bryce Harper of this Rams team.
He's great, but you have to remember, the football, it's a team sport. Everyone needs to be doing their part. Everyone needs to be pulling their weight. If one person's not pulling their weight, that makes the weight heavier for everyone else.
I mean, you're only strong as your weakest link. As we've seen, like, I just don't want to happen what happened to in other games to happen, where Harriton gets outscored early, halftime, it's just running clock. Nothing really happens. So
I want to see a competitive game here, Sam.
I do.
And I think that we do have a chance for a competitive game.
So my goals for the Rams this game are going to be, before we get into our predictions, let's say our goals for this team. So my goal would be get at least 1 turnover today. Like, I want Harriton to either get an interception. They've only had 1 interception all the year.
Our only interception of the year was by Demarco,
Demarco, that Radnor game, he had a nice diving pickup.
Beautiful interception.
Really nice. And he's out for the rest of the year with a collarbone injury, really unfortunate. Clavicle, I believe, the left side, so not his dominant arm, but still, it's a big shame.
Collarbone is probably one of the worst injuries you can have. It's definitely rough. At least bone-wise.
Yeah, you're out for months.
You feel good about it, but you're out for a little bit.
I personally broke in my right one, and it really hurts. It really hurts to break. And you're out for the season. I missed the whole lacrosse season. But you know what? I would say another big goal I have for this game is stopping them from taking deep shots. I know, I believe it was the Springfield first play of the game. He just throws it up. One of the corners just gets just sped right past, and he catches it. It's a touchdown. We have to be able to stop them early.
Yep. All right, Sam, teams are coming out.
All right, well, let's go over, before teams start coming out, let's go over our predictions for today's game. So what do you think the final score will be?
I'm predicting 35-31 Harriton Rams.
Harriton Rams. I did think it's going to be an offensive battle, but I think the defense is going to step up and be able to contain this Upper Darby team who hasn't scored more than 7 points in a couple games under 20 points. So I'm going to say, give me Rams 21, Upper Darby 18. I think the Harriton Rams can pull this one out. I think they'll get their first win on the season, be 1-8 with a great win near the end of the season. We only have one more game after this next week against a strong Pencrest game. We will be live streaming that here on HSTV. And yeah, here come the Rams in their all white uniforms. They look great tonight.
That's Upper Darby.
Oh, Upper Darby's in all white. So
I think that's all we have, Sam.
That's all we have for today's pregame show. Thank you for tuning into the A&S Media pregame show. I am Sam Ferenchick here with Isaac Gehlhaus, filling in for Trey Demarco. Our commentators will be on in just a couple of minutes after this short video, and make sure you tune in for the A&S Media halftime show at halftime. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome into Week 9 of Central League Football, and welcome into Rosemont, Pennsylvania, the home of the Rams. As Harriton gets prepared to take on Upper Darby, the 0-8 Rams look to get their first win against the 3-5 Royals. Now to your commentators, Isaac Gehlhaus and Thomas Cronan.
All right, Isaac. As the sun is going down and the jackets are coming on, what are we thinking pregame predictions?
Me and Sam we were talking about it down there, and we really believe we were predicting some scores.
Yep.
I was saying this is really going to be an offensive battle here, so it's going to be important to come out hot, right?
Yep, definitely.
What are your predictions for this game?
I couldn't agree more. It's just the first quarter scores couldn't be too good for the team. But overall, I think the Rams are ready. I think they're good to take on the Upper Darby Royals here.
Thomas, I'm actually really excited for this game. I think that if there's any games we're gonna win, it's gonna be this one.
Absolutely. Yeah. The team is looking really prepared. I saw them during practice before, and it's just looking great. It is just looking amazing. The field is looking perfect. The Rams look ready. Cheerleaders are on the field, and seems like we're ready to have a good day of football.
Yeah, Thomas, me and Sam, we were talking about down there. I predicted Harriton to win 35-31.
Wow.
What are your predictions?
That's a confident score, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say anything with a win. Anything with a W.
Anything with a W?
Yeah, most definitely.
I think we're in for a great game of football tonight. I'm excited. And it's really not too cold. I might take off the sweatshirt soon.
Yeah, the sun's going down just in front of us, and it's just looking like a great day.
Yeah, I'm excited. I really am. The sky looks beautiful. It's ready for a good day of some football.
Absolutely. The band is ready. Music is playing, and the players are ready for the national anthem.
Harriton's walking out now.
All right, let's see what we can do here in today's game. Harriton is walking out. The cheerleaders are ready. The clock is clicking down for the Rams till kickoff.
Thomas, I've really seen a lot of these players. They've been putting in the work on and off the field, staying after practice to get some extra time in. But those are the things that's going to make or break this team.
Absolutely. Harriton's look strong. I know they have battled with a bunch of injuries, and you got Trey Demarco, a star player that sadly went out with a collarbone injury, which I believe you were talking about in the pregame there.
Yes, against Haverford.
Yeah,
it's just awful how many injuries we've suffered this season.
Definitely. I think that's a point of explanation. Do you think that it's a lack of recovery for the players because of how often they're trying to practice and get better?
No, I don't think that's it at all. I really think it's the fact that we're back in the Central League when we just shouldn't be.
Yeah, definitely a rebuilding year here for the Rams. However, I think it was the Rams just weren't ready. The Rams weren't ready, but, hopefully they are for today's game against the Royals. They just came out to the field, and we got 1 minute 40 left on the clock.
And also, Thomas, I really can't stress enough how important it is that we are back in the Central League.
Absolutely.
A lot of people are saying, oh, it's not that big of a deal. But it really is. When we are out of it and we were winning games and we come back to the Central League and we have more injuries than touchdowns this year.
Most definitely. I think it definitely has been a struggle as the captains are walking out here. The Royals, it's a big team. It's a big team, bunch of players, big size-wise. And, the Rams are just, they're not as big as the rest of the teams in the Central League, and I think that has a clear, it's just clear that in the Central League, you have to have some big players.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the Upper Darby O-line, they're just bigger than the Harriton players.
Absolutely.
And it's really hard. Yes, we have athletic people on the line, but it's still really hard to get past that size difference.
Definitely, definitely. And as the clock is clicking down here, the Rams are ready. The
Royals
captains
are
have
ready.
shaked hands.
I feel like my hands are going to get cold as the night goes on.
Absolutely. It's definitely getting cold here. Hopefully the Rams are prepared for that. As the sun goes down, the temperature significantly drops around here, especially when you're in this wooded area.
Yeah.
So
you also tend to get a lot of wind up here.
Definitely.
So the wind will hit the bleachers and it'll just come straight up at us.
Absolutely. And we will be right back after the national anthem.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. On behalf of the administration, faculty, staff, and students, we would like to welcome you to Harriton High School. The Central League and Harriton promote good sportsmanship by
All right, Thomas. Are you excited for a good game here?
I am absolutely pumped for the first quarter here. Spiros getting ready, number 12 here. I mean, he's just looking great all season, isn't he?
I mean, yeah, he's been putting in the work off the field. That's great to see. You love to see a quarterback that really leads his team.
Most definitely. You know, he's had an interesting season. You know, he started off with a little bit of a rough start. But, you know, I think he's picked up the pace. As a junior, you know, he just has to step into that leadership role as the QB, especially starting with all these injuries. You know, you got to lead these younger players.
I really couldn't agree more. I mean, I think that this first drive is going to be so important for this Harriton offense, and I think that this first half especially is going to be a make or break for this game.
Definitely. Couldn't agree more, Isaac.
And it looks like we're receiving the kick. Switching sides, I guess.
All right.
They're really making number 4, Ryan, run there. He was set up on the 10. They're making him go all the way.
All right, as we start to kick off, number 70 for Upper Darby. Pretty big kid, I'd say, to be a punter, but, you know, you got number 99 on Penn State just a couple years ago. Really large kid, and, you know, he could kick it.
And the kick is up. Received, taken up the sideline. Brought out of bounds at around the 23 by number 1.
Return by Marcus Bates to the 22. First down, Harriton.
That's Marcus Bates on the carry.
Marcus Bates, the senior, you know, he's had an unexpected leadership role here with the team. You know, he's had to pick up a lot of the slack that some of the other players have had. But I think he's done it great.
I mean, he's really filled the shoes that he's needed to fill.
He's had 190 all-purpose yards throughout the season through Conestoga. So he was playing amazing, and he still is playing great.
Thomas, do you know what grade he's in by any chance?
He is a senior.
Ah. And Spiros is brought down in the backfield.
Again, Spiros with the leadership role just as a junior. I mean, it has been a hard season for the Rams, but I think that with the leadership role of Spiros, you know, it's brought the morale up of the team, and I think that he's done a great job of just bringing the team together.
Yeah, I really couldn't agree more, Thomas. Looks like they're lined up with 6 receivers. Not something you see very often. And they get it out. Oh, it's just barely underthrown.
Spiros pass attempted for Ben Beller, incomplete.
That was attempted to number 17.
They're looking for the play call now.
You know, I think overall this season, the offense hasn't been terrible, but the defense has definitely been lacking a little bit.
I could agree. Only 1 interception this year, and it's snapped. Screen pass to Jonah Hughes-Lockwood. Gets a good amount of yards there. Still pushing forward. Gets about 6 yards on the carry.
Finn McLeod with the catch. Tackled by Taji Bird. 4th down, Rams.
A good reception there. Not as many yards as you probably would have hoped, especially after the running back was caught in the backfield.
And the punt gets about 20 good yards on it with some roll. It's going to keep going. Wow.
That'll be stopped at just about the 40-yard line.
Around a 40 to 50-yard kick. That's pretty good for our team.
Most definitely.
Upper Darby, first down from their 39-yard line.
Let's see what the Harriton defense can do here. You know, I'm really hoping for an interception or a turnover here. This team's due for it.
You know, number 28 was showing a little bit of aggression on the sidelines, just not happy with the first drive of the game. Definitely not good to just give it away, but hopefully they can pick up that momentum later in the quarter.
And the ball is snapped for Upper Darby. Handoff to number 1. Brings it up the sideline. Met with about a 6-yard gain.
Hand off to Samir Mosley. Tackled by Moosin Dennis.
You know, can you tell us a little bit about Moosin Dennis, Thomas?
Absolutely. Moosin is a senior. He is also the captain, and he's just the heart of the defense. You know, just like the leadership role of Spears Esposito, he does the exact same just on the defense.
Yeah.
He's been bringing up all of his other players. You know, he's been a key player for the defense.
And the tackle made at around the line of scrimmage.
And a little bit of pushback there by the D-line.
I mean, Thomas, with these teams being so even, I think this will be a close game. But with it being such a physical sport, from my lacrosse point of view, there's going to be some chirping and some trash talking on this field.
Definitely. Upper Darby has been known for that. Upper Darby does have a little bit of a reputation to get fired, not only against the Harriton Rams, but some other teams in the Central League.
I mean, it's good to be passionate about your sport, but... And the throw outside. Jonah Hughes-Lockwood pushes him out of bounds.
Solid run there by the offense.
If you look at the tree line, Thomas, you can see the moon starting to come up.
Upper Darby, first down.
The moon is rising.
The moon is rising. There's a bad moon on the horizon.
Haha. As the O-line is setting up here, you know, Jonah Lockwood has also been a key player in the defense. You know, he's played so many roles.
Snapped, handoff to number 1.
A missed tackle there by number 9.
Thankfully, Colin Sullivan was there about 2 yards later to make the tackle. It is 3rd and 3.
Colin Sullivan has also been a key player on the team. You know, he's been all around just a super solid player, you know. We can't just talk about him enough.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he is just always there to back up the rest of the team. He is a senior, so we will be losing him next year. However, he is one of the larger players on our team.
Breaks a couple tackles, brought down with about a 7-yard gain. You know, Thomas, we were actually just talking about him down there. Moosin Dennis, Colin Sullivan, Spiros Esposito, and really the leaders of this team.
Definitely, definitely. But I think, again, it is a team sport, so you do have to bring up others. And,
yes.
You know, it's just a team sport. You got to keep that motivation up throughout the team.
You're only as strong as your weakest link.
Absolutely.
Looks like a timeout by Harriton.
And as the Rams are marching off the field and the moon is rising.
I don't know if you guys can hear the commentator, but that is Mr. Scullin making the announcements for the field.
Absolutely. He is the greatest, one of the greatest U.S. history teachers.
If not the greatest.
As the teams are huddling up and getting refilled with their Gatorade. With 8 minutes and 21 seconds left in the first quarter. I mean, it's been a threatening drive here, Isaac, for the Upper Darby team, don't you agree?
Yeah. You know, we talked about the running back a little bit. He hasn't been looking too strong in other games, but here it seems like he's just running through the defense. Yes, they're getting small gains, but those small gains start to add up.
Definitely are adding up. And the offense and the defense for the Royals and the Rams are back on the field.
And it's fumble. I believe Upper Darby recovered it, but that was close for the Harriton Rams defense.
Jaden Wilson with the carry, fumble taken down by Moosin Dennis and Ben Krebs. Fumble recovered by Upper Darby. That'll be second down.
That is second down.
2nd and 11, it looks like, Thomas.
Definitely.
I mean, this is just a perfect temperature.
Absolutely.
It is just beautiful.
Hopefully the Rams can stay warm here as the sun continues to set and the moon continues to rise.
And it's a throw overthrown, targeting number 7.
Josmani Martinez's ball is overthrown.
You know, I think that this is a good representation of the Rams. You know, they just got to keep that defense going. They got to keep the offense working on the other team. And, you know, I think you just got to wear them down. There's too many easy yards that they gain throughout the game. You know, the first quarter is just a quick one for the Royals, and the Rams just come out a little too slow. They don't have the yardage to stop them. They don't have the size, so they got to find some other tactics to stop
the first
Royals.
quarter is so important.
Absolutely.
In any game, because it sets the tone for the rest of the game.
Even on the collegiate level.
And the snap. And he's brought down in the backfield by number 15, Jonah Hughes Lockwood.
Darby quarterback sacked by
Jonah Lockwood, an absolute beast with the huge sack. Jonah is a junior this year. He's looking dominant. He's always looked dominant. He shaved his head just for this football game. I mean, he has just been so dominant throughout all of his seasons that he's played.
I mean, Thomas, and the throw for 4th down is overthrown by around 5 yards. Looking for the end zone. I think this is the first turnover on downs for Harriton this season.
I wouldn't be surprised. But you know what? It's a good time for it to be the first.
Yes, it is.
And as the offense and the defense are switching, the Rams are gathering in the huddle while the Royals are already out knowing their game plan.
And
number 12, Spiros Esposito, coming out onto the field, looking confident. You know, it's just so hard to try to be a good QB to a team that sometimes just needs to rebuild. You know, it's been a struggle for him, but I think he's tried his best. You know, and that's all you can ask for with a team that's being rebuilt. Movement for number 1. It's going to be a handoff.
And he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Number
Thomas,
1.
look at the moon. I believe it's a full moon tonight.
The moon
just over the tree line.
That was number 1, Marcus Bates, the senior, like we were just talking about, an absolutely amazing player. I mean, he's had that leadership role that he has to come into with those injuries, and he has taken it just amazing.
Couldn't agree more. It looks like they line up with 4 wide receivers this time. 1 running back. And the snap. Screen pass to number 18, Colin Sullivan, who breaks up the sideline and gets a good little gain there.
I mean, for him being one of the bigger players on that team, he just can move.
Yes.
He's got that athleticism. He's got that movement to get around the defense. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing year for him. But he will be taken down by Zahir Robinson of the Royals.
And they're looking at the play call.
A little confusion here for the offense.
Jonah Hughes Lockwood in the backfield with Spiros Esposito.
Spiros will be taking the snap.
Snaps pitched off to Jonah.
A quick flip, and he will be thrown out of bounds with number 10 on the Royals flying out of bounds.
You know, I think the plan there was to get another block there that they just couldn't get. And he just got swarmed at the line of scrimmage.
And I know we've talked about this before, Isaac, but it has been a lack of communication here for the Rams from the sidelines. And here's another punt by number 30.
And the kick is up. Hopefully they go to get and bounce here. Oh, you don't want to let it roll back like that, but still a great punt for about 30 yards.
Most definitely. And the defense and offense will switch with 4 minutes and 31 seconds left in the first quarter.
I mean, me and Sam were talking about during the pregame show. We were saying that this looks like it's going to be a battle between the offenses, but
definitely.
here it's really looking like it's going to be a battle between the defense.
Definitely here, Isaac. I couldn't agree more. Number 77, Matai is a sophomore at Harriton, and he's one of the bigger defensive linemen here on the team, as number 4 is pulled down in the backfield.
I mean, it really has become a battle of defense, and I think that the defenses, I take back everything I say during the pregame. I think this is going to be a battle of the defense.
I'm going to be completely honest. This is one of the strongest demonstrations of the Harriton Ram defense. Just in this first quarter, if they can keep this energy up, which they have lacked to do in past games, you know, if they're able to keep this energy up, it should be an amazing.
And the snap thrown outside to number 5.
He's going to
cut back move. He's brought down, I believe, before the first down.
And continuing about that physicality, I mean, he did not stop. He is just he is not the biggest player on the offense, but man, can he move.
I mean, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight, it's about the size of the fight in the dog.
Wow. That is a great quote there by Isaac.
Yeah, came up with it myself.
Defense is lined up and ready to go. The offense.
Oh, they gave him the first down.
They will.
Wow. And
the Rams
the
are
snap. Ready. Looks to his left, throws. Oh, almost picked off by Ben Krebs.
Number 22, Ben Krebs. I mean, that is the closest you can get to a pick without getting it.
I mean, yeah, right in his hands. He's going to be thinking about that one.
It's all good. He looks pretty mad there. Number 5 tries to give him a little high five, a little bit of a.
You got to bring up your teammates. It's one of the most important things in a team sport.
Definitely, and movement.
And number 1 to the outside, and he breaks free, and it's going to be a touchdown Upper Darby.
Clearly, that is just a size issue. I mean, the defense is just not able to keep up with the offense. I mean, how many guys went for his legs? Maybe 4 on the defense, and they still couldn't get him down.
I mean, you know, Thomas, situations like these are what make or break the game. Are you going to let this touchdown get in your head, or are you going to take it personally and go out there and score another?
Definitely. Number 70
for the kick.
Going for the kick.
He's a lefty.
He is.
And snap. The kick is up, and it is good.
And the extra point is good.
That will leave us with 2 minutes and 53 seconds in the first quarter. 7-0 Royals. And I mean, that is just the passion of the Upper Darby. They went from what, maybe 2 sacks in the backfield to a touchdown, and that's what the Rams, I think, have to learn from it. You know, it's just been such a hard season, having no wins, to try to keep that energy up. However, Isaac, I mean, look at the people in the stands. There is a student section.
For those who are unaware, it is our homecoming game, so we do have homecoming tomorrow. So I think it's important that we have a big student section today.
Absolutely. And, you know, me coming from a golf background, I'm not used to a student section.
Me neither.
But, I mean, it just has to be a game changer for the Rams.
I mean, it really changes the tide of the game when you have your friends there to support you.
If they're able to support the Rams, you know, I just don't know what they can't do.
And the kick is up, caught by number 4, who stuffed it around the 20.
Ryan Zhang with the return. First down, Harriton from the 18.
Ryan Zhang, the freshman, the most common kick returner on the team. I mean, he's not big, but he's quick. He's agile, and he's able to use his body to get around all these Upper Darby defenders. And I mean, number 70 on the on the Royals is just amazing. He absolutely boots it.
I couldn't agree more, Thomas. Harriton takes the field. This is the drive that's going to be super important. Coming off of a touchdown, how personal do you take that?
Absolutely.
2 men in the backfield.
Number 12,
and the snap.
Gehlhaus.
Pitches it out to Johnny Hughes Lockwood. He throws it up to Colin Sullivan downfield.
An
Wow.
amazing play. An
Wow.
amazing play there by the Rams. It is absolutely picture perfect
I
for
mean,
the Rams.
that was a beautiful throw by Johnny Hughes Lockwood.
I mean, you could not have expected that if they told you it was going to come. I mean, that's just the strategy that the Rams have to use. If they cannot use their size, they just have to use their brain.
And they're lined up. And the snap, handoff, and he's stuffed.
I mean, that just cannot happen.
I
You
mean,
cannot come off a 20-yard drive and
you gotta keep that momentum. It's
Yeah.
so important.
I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
the short game really isn't working for them here. I think that they need to try out a long game a little bit more.
I'm
Have
not
some
sure,
confidence in Spiros.
I'm not sure what they're thinking there. You know, I mean, Upper Darby, you can just see visually, not even statistically, that they are just a bigger D-line against
Yes.
our O-line. And if you're trying to run the ball straight through the center, I mean, it's just not going to work. You got to use those high quality plays like they did just a play before to get those
And
yards.
the throw, oh, just a little bit far, looking for number 1. I mean, Thomas, you're completely right. It's so important to keep that momentum and to focus on just moving up the field.
Absolutely. Marcus Bates did not turn back there to look for the ball. I'm not sure if that was drawn up or not, that he was supposed to receive the ball. But, you know, if he did look, he might have been able to cut over and get that reception.
And 2 men in the backfield again, a little trickery. The snap, throw to number 1, who spin moves and gets around 3 yards.
It will be 4th down, and just looks like about 12 yards.
4th down, Rams.
And they will kick it off here again. Number 30, their main punter, he's scrawny, but he can kick it.
Yes, he can.
Whistles are being blown, and it's going to be a timeout for the Rams.
I mean, Thomas, this drive is looking pretty good. After that deep ball, I think that they should go for another one here.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just about the strategy of the Rams. I'm not sure if it's coaching error. But, I mean, you just can't run the ball up the center. It just cannot happen. You have such athletic kids against such a huge Upper Darby defense, and it just won't work. So, you know, the Rams just have to punt it off again. And as the timeout is coming to the close, the Rams will punt it with number 30. From the right side of the field.
It actually looks like they're not going to punt it.
Oh,
they're
I'm
going to go
sorry.
for it here.
My prediction was too early.
Wow.
And a false
And they
start.
call a false start.
That's Marcus Bates.
Thomas.
Again, the senior.
Thomas, I was talking to Sam about this during pregame.
Yep.
These penalties are going to be a game changer for this game.
Definitely.
both of these teams are showing pretty confidently that they can both move the ball downfield. And I think that penalties, you need every yard you can get.
Of course, it varies from player to player, and from umpire to umpire, about the amount of flags that are thrown, and they will switch it back to a punt.
I mean, I think you go for a little trickery here and maybe try and fake it.
Why not? They will not.
Good kick. Upper Darby's going to grab it and be tackled at around the Rams 45.
The clock is clicking down here. 33 seconds left to go.
Tackled by Jordan Reagan White.
A little bit of a late clock stop there.
First down, Upper Darby.
But it will leave the Royals with a first down.
Let's see what the Rams defense can do here.
Again, if you just look at this camera angle, you can just see the size of the Upper Darby players compared to the Harriton players.
And the throw across, barely in front of them.
You know, I don't have all the stats on the Upper Darby QB. However, I have seen just in this game that that he lacks a little bit of accuracy. I've seen a couple long balls that go 5, 6, 7 yards a little too deep of the receiver.
Actually, Thomas, the quarterback throughout this season has seemed to be a strength for Upper Darby.
Yep.
So this is a little surprising coming into this game.
Definitely couldn't agree more there, Isaac. Clearly a little bit too strong as he throws it about 3 yards too deep for his own player.
And the handoff gets a good gain, almost to the first down, but he's brought down.
It will be taken down just about a yard short.
I mean, this is where you see the size come in play. The O-line can really push this D-line back, but they are still fighting. And it looks like they're going to let this clock run out till the second quarter.
Absolutely. I mean, the size of the Upper Darby kids, I mean, he just kept moving. He wasn't moving throughout the players. It was just the O-line moving him up against the Harriton players.
Also, Thomas, I believe that this was our best first quarter of this season, ending 7-0.
Yeah.
Still in this game.
Again, at the end of the first quarter, your Harriton Rams are sadly losing to the Upper Darby Royals 7-0.
Second to last game of the season. Pencrest next week at home. There will be another live stream for that.
There will be.
Oh, Thomas, I don't know if the viewers know this, but we had to switch our third quarter drumline performance to halftime.
We did. As a former member of the drumline, you know, it's a tradition for the Rams, the Ram Chops, to go out of the third quarter. However, they said that it was interrupting with sideline activities, which is the reason why they had to move it to the halftime.
I mean, you know, Thomas, it is important to keep some traditions, but at the end of the day, it is the coach's decision, and we need to respect that.
Absolutely. As the Rams are lining up here, Isaac, take it over.
The snap, handoff to right up the middle, and he's brought down at around the 26-yard line.
I mean, do we even have to bring it up again? The size of these players. I mean, if this was not a Central League game, he's taken down almost instantly.
I mean, this O-line can just build holes so easily because they're just bigger.
Absolutely. I mean, he just kept moving. He kept on his feet. And
the
the
snap,
Royals.
run up the middle. About a gain of 9 yards.
That will leave second and 1.
With the carry, taken down by Marshall Zappario and Matai mystery. Second down, Royals.
And the handoff. And he's brought down in the backfield. I mean, these are when the backfield tackles really matter. They're in the red zone. It is now 3rd and 3. If they can stop them again here, that would be huge.
Absolutely.
Down. Let's hear it, Rams fans.
A 3rd down, loss to 1. I mean, Isaac, this is when you need to convert.
Yes.
I mean, if we can just get them to kick a field goal, that'd be amazing for us.
I don't believe that this team has a strong kicker, and I don't know if a field goal is really out of their range. And he's brought down before the 1st down.
Amazing there. And
Mosley with the carry.
I'm not seeing too much movement on the Upper Darby Royals
I'm
sideline.
not either.
So
It looks like they're going to go for it.
It does.
Some noise.
Leading 7-0. I mean, why not? You got 1 yard to go.
I mean, they're in the red zone. They might as well.
Absolutely. And they will be moving the chains.
Wow.
Looks like he got it.
Wow.
First down, Upper Darby.
That is a call. Certainly a call.
Can you replay that last one?
Touchdown, Upper Darby.
Martinez's pass is complete to Cheyenne Branch.
And here's the replay of that touchdown. Number 12 with an amazing dish. I mean, just not the good coverage by number 15.
I
Jonah
mean,
Lockwood
it's
that you wanna
super
see.
hard to cover the goal line there. One break, one move is all you need to get some space.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more there, Isaac. I mean, it's just a clearly that was just an agility and a planned discretion there by the coaches. Jonah,
Wow.
kick is blocked.
Blocked
Sorry.
kick.
That was blocked by number 5, Moosin Dennis, I'm pretty sure, who's the senior captain and the heart of the defense, and clearly a beast on special teams.
You know, this defense, while they have let up 2 touchdowns, has been playing very well. They got a little unlucky with that 1st down call, but still, they keep their hopes up and they keep fighting.
And the Rams are gathering at the 35-yard line.
That was a touchdown by Milan Jernigan.
And the Rams are coming out.
To receive the kickoff. Number 4, Ryan, is back to receive with number 1.
Number 1, Marcus Bates, who has returned multiple of the kicks this year as the kicker number, I believe it's number 70 on the Royals, will be kicking it. And number 1, Marcus Bates for the Rams, looks ready. And they're having some difficulty with the cone as of right now.
And it looks like they're just going to hold it here. Throw the cone to the sideline. The cone must have broken or something because those things are not super complicated.
Now let's just talk here, Isaac. This is mental. He now has to think about kicking it with somebody. And it will be a topped punt. And that's what we were just talking about. It's that mental aspect. Nothing about the kick changed besides the player holding it. And that just clearly changes the dynamic of the kicker. And it shows the mental, strength that you have to have as a kicker when those inconveniences happen.
I couldn't agree more. It's also these players, when they're on the field,
They are so zoned in on what's going on. When something irregular happens, it's hard to keep focused.
Yeah, absolutely, Isaac. And the Rams are lining up at the 36-yard line.
Lines up for the snap. The snap. Pitched out. Looks like another throw. It's caught! Wow. Another great play.
Amazing there by number 18.
Was that Colin Sullivan again?
Yes, it is. I mean,
wow.
He is just dominant. He is dominant. He is by far the largest size to skill ratio here on the Rams team. I mean, he has just carried them season to season. I mean, he is the biggest, clearly, on the offense. And, you know, he's even put on the defensive sheet here for when he plays on the defense, just because he's an all-around amazing player, whether it's offense or defense.
And lines up for the snap. The snap. It's a throw. Tipped up. Almost intercepted.
Almost intercepted there by number 9. Couldn't find the ball, though. That might have to do with the lights. But a very good try there by the Royals. It will be a 2nd down and 10 here for the Rams after that incomplete.
You know what I just noticed about this field?
No.
The lights are uneven.
Well, it has to spread across the field.
That's a great point.
Thanks. I'm no engineer, but I know how lights work.
It's 2nd and 10.
I actually believe that yesterday was the brightest moon of the year.
Yes, I believe so. Drops back to throw. The throw is up a little short.
Clearly just thrown away there by Spiros Esposito. The O-line just collapsing instantly. The O-line is just not doing great as of right now. Just collapsing under Upper Darby. I mean, if you look at number 56 on Upper Darby, he is just a huge guy. Clearly, these large players are just going to interfere with the Rams. As the Rams are lining up and ready to go here. Number 15 alongside number 26, number 15. One of them being Jonah Lockwood.
And the throw to Jonah Lockwood with space. Runs it, gets about a 17-yard gain. I mean, that was just how they drew it up.
I mean, that was absolutely amazing.
But that's enough for a Rams first down.
Great tackle there by the Upper Darby defense. However,
even better play, though.
Absolutely. Jonah Lockwood, just a physical player. Again, shaved his head. I mean, he is just a beast. Absolute beast.
And a handoff to Jonah Hughes Lockwood, who finds a hole in the middle for about a 4-yard gain.
Carried by Jonah Lockwood. Tackled by Salim Starkey. 2nd down.
A quick ready for the Rams. Oh, as the Rams, Jonah Lockwood is taken down in the backfield.
I mean, that was a really hard hit there. Jonah Hughes Lockwood a little slow to get up. It looks like he's limping a little bit, but again, with all these injuries on the team, sometimes these players just have to step up.
I mean, as you can see, it's just a struggle of size. Pure struggle of size.
I mean, you can visibly see the difference on the field.
And, you know, it's not totally changeable by the Rams that you can do that, but it's just preparation and readiness to be able to have to take on these larger guys, whether it's being in the gym, which they do.
Fumble. And what are the referees going to call it? Recovered by Harriton.
Esposito, sacked by Trayvon Freeman. Fumble, recovered by.
And as we go into the replay here, It was a high snap, and number 20 just gets his legs. Great attempt there by the Royals. Harriton will recover the fumble. However, the kicking team will go onto the field to punt it away.
I mean, it's 4th and 26. You gotta kick it.
Now we have number 6 from the Royals in the backfield. Only one player, as we can see right now, and there's clearly a little bit of confusion.
And the punt team comes out.
Number 30 is ready to kick it off.
It's also difficult because a lot of our line has to play both ways, so they get tired easily.
Now, I think that also has to do with the communication errors. I mean, there's just not enough people as the punt is short.
It's going to get a good
but
bounce.
It will get a good bounce.
And it's going to be at around the Darby 35.
Number 6, Zach, is a senior who also plays wide receiver who just touched that ball. And, you know, the seniors, I think, just have to step up. It is a rebuilding year, but you got to keep this energy up on this team. You know, you just can't have people playing their freshman year and stopping their sophomore, junior, and senior year just because the team isn't good. Now, that might have to do with a lack of preparation.
And it's a run outside.
And number 4 will be pushed just at the 50-yard line.
Amos Dennis with the carry.
Number 4, smaller and definitely a little bit more heavy set, but boy, can he move. Clearly, he is the smallest player on the offense for the Royals. However, he just had a really good run there that leaves Upper Darby on the Rams' 49-yard line.
It is 1st and 10 for Upper Darby. 1 running back in the backfield, 2 wide receivers. And the snap, handoff to number 4 again. Gets up the middle, makes an open field tackle. That's Ben Krebs.
He will be tripped up.
It looks like we have an injury on the field.
Tackled by Ben Krebs.
Moose and Dennis. That's not
captain.
one you like to see.
We will be right back.
Zoom in on the scoreboard.
And as Moose and Dennis rises, he will be taken out of the game on his own feet, though. So that's just great to see. Again, he is a senior and a captain, clearly just a key player. He does seem okay. He's laughing while coming off the field. So I think he might have just gotten the wind knocked out of him.
I mean, after a big hit, it's hard to catch your breath sometimes, and sometimes you got to just go down and give yourself a little breather.
Absolutely.
And brought down with the help of Ryan Block, number 55.
You know, Ryan Block is a big physical person. I always see him in the gym. He is always trying to better himself. He is definitely one of the larger players on the teams just by body size. I mean, he works out and he lifts heavy. So
also, Thomas, he's in my strength training class. Boy, can he lift some weight.
He does have a couple records, I'm pretty sure, on the Harriton lifting scoreboard as the Royals are ready.
And the throw towards the end zone is caught by number 7.
Number 7 hitting a little emote there in the back of the end zone.
And there's a flag down. Do we think it could be excessive celebration here?
Could be. I can't guarantee that.
I mean, Sam, this student section is looking thick.
Yeah, Absolutely. I mean, it's just people piling in left and right just to watch the team. Now, Isaac, let's talk about this really quickly as they're getting settled. I mean, 19-0, they haven't won a game, and the fans are still showing up. I mean, nothing can stop the Harriton Ram fan base from to stop coming back. I mean, they've been a core part of this team. The fans are part of the team. If they're not there, then the energy isn't there, and the players just have to rely on their own spirit. Number 70 here now.
And the snap, and the kick is up, and it is good.
The kick is good.
Number 70 has been an incredibly consistent kicker this season. I mean, definitely not the tallest one that I've seen in relation to that leg that you need to really boot it. However, when they are kicking it from the shorter yardage, it is pretty easy to have a smaller leg and still be able to make it through the uprights. It's more about that consistency, which they did lack in that other kick, as it was blocked by Moosin Dennis, who was taken out of the game a little later.
And Harriton lines up to receive the kick. Let's hope that Upper Darby can get the tee to work again.
Yeah, the weakest part of their game has actually been the tee. The rest of their game has been working pretty well. And he does get it to sit on the tee.
I mean, wow. Just wow.
Absolute craftsmanship. And as the feet are rumbling, and number 70 is ready to get set after a made field goal.
And the kick is up. Received by number 1, Marcus Bates. Runs it up the sideline. Breaks a tackle.
Whoa.
But is brought down at their own 48-yard line. Great return.
I mean, that movement was confident. He was moving. He was just going. I mean, it looked so natural to him. He was just moving, and nothing could stop him.
First down.
The Rams will now line up on their own 48-yard line. So a pretty decent reception there by number 1.
I mean, got us into some good field position here. Let's see what we can make out of this.
And now this is where you need the yardage. The percentage of them not getting the yardage that they need on the first and second down is just, it's just such a low number of that first and second down yardage that it's hard.
Right up the middle from Johnny Hughes Lockwood. This O-line is struggling to make a hole for the running backs here.
Again, like I was just talking about, first down, no yards. I mean, it's almost every single time that the Royals are able to get to the running back that they just can't move up the field. They've only gotten 1 yard, and it's second down as a flag is thrown.
And they're going to call it offsides to give
by
Harriton
number 9.
a 2nd and 5. I mean, Thomas, what would you do if these long throws tend to be working? Would you continue to run the ball?
Second down, Rams.
You know, I think you just got to focus on ball movement.
Yes.
Overall, ball movement, ball movement, ball
just
movement.
moving forward.
You just got to use these trick plays like they were. I mean, the biggest receptions of the game statistically are these trick plays where it's getting flipped off to people like Jonah Lockwood, and then he's throwing it deep, a deep ball downfield to other people.
And the throw across to Marcus Bates looked a little handsy there.
The ISO number 1 and number 1 are exchanging a couple of words. Might have been a little bit of PI there. Can't guarantee that. But did look like a little bit of grabbing. Jake Roseman, one of the students at Harriton, is also one of the assistant coaches. You can see him down there in the gray sweatshirt. I mean, he has just been a great coach. He's a great mentor to some of the younger players as he's being a senior. And, you know, he comes from a background of football and having parents that have dealt with football and the Eagles. I think he's a great addition to the coaching staff of this team.
And the throw, targeting Marcus Bates, really being held there. Wow.
Esposito's pass attempt.
No call there.
4th down, Harriton.
Marcus Bates. I mean, the ball is just going to him left and right. And clearly there is a little bit of words being exchanged between both number ones on both offense and defense. Well, number 12 is
line
ready.
Up. Looks like they're going to switch the play call. And the snap, the throw to Colin Sullivan. He's got room, but he is brought down.
Again, those 4th downs. I mean, 4th downs shouldn't even happen. When you have 1st and 2nd downs, you got to get that yardage. You shouldn't be relying on the 4th down to try to get 8 or 9 or 10 yards. I mean, it's just these sacks in the backfield that really set them back. And after the turnover of the Rams, it is 20-0. And it doesn't even seem like that bad of a game. I don't remember them scoring too much, but it's just the it's just those kicks that go up and in by number 70 on the Royals that has led it to this number.
And the handoff up the middle, brought down with about an 8-yard gain.
Now this is the movement that the Rams need. The Rams need to get these runs without the O-line collapsing. And, you know, I mean, that's one of the easiest 8 yards I've ever seen. They don't have to put up any trick plays. They just use their size.
And a run up the middle, another gain.
He will be brought down, though, by number 22, Ben Krebs.
Tajay Bird again with the carry.
And it looks like they line up. 1st and 10, snap. It's going to be a
Like
throw to the outside. It's caught. Hit hard by Jonah Hughes-Lockwood.
Pass complete.
there was a little bit of anger behind that ball. However, I think Jonah did a good job of limiting the yards.
Couldn't agree more.
2nd down and 4 here now for the Royals with 1 minute and 40 seconds on the clock. Back to you, Isaac.
And 1-man in motion, handoff to number 10, who gets stuffed by Moose and Dennis. That's a great hit up the middle.
Mooson was the one that went down just before. However, he is back with that heart that he has, and he's, again, the heart of the defense. He just keeps moving. He clearly knows that the team needs him, so he is definitely willing to put his body on the line to stop these yards and stop these gains, as it is 3rd and 3. Picked off!
It's picked off. Number 22, Ben Krebs, making a run back. Wow, that was a high tackle.
Ben Krebs is the one that missed the pick before, and as we go into the replay, with the snap, perfect amount of pressure, just a lob straight to him. They clearly couldn't get an eye for the Darby players. So an amazing pick and an amazing run back. And, I mean, that's a game changer. Absolute game changer.
Definitely.
It not only sways the momentum, but it also sways when you got, 51 seconds on the clock. I mean, if you can move down the field with the coaching staff experience, I mean, it just everything has to go well for it to be a touchdown. But I believe that it can happen with these Rams.
Line up with 5 wide receivers. You know, Upper Darby's really been bringing a blitz this game.
Definitely.
Really putting pressure on the quarterback.
They have been trying to collapse the O-line all game.
And the snap, screen pass, barely overthrown. little chippy over there with the number ones.
Again, we were just talking about number 1 on both teams. They were exchanging words just before the game, or I'm sorry, during the game, just between the breaks and them. And, you know, I think it's been a great game. It's been a little dirty. I mean, you have maybe some pass interference by number 1 on the Royals.
Yeah.
However, I think both of them have dealt with it pretty well. But, I mean, they are chirping each other, aren't they?
I mean, definitely. When you're that up close and personal, blocking, putting in physical pressure. The pass across to Jonah Hughes Lockwood. He breaks up the field.
He's got to
go. 40, 30, and he's brought down at the 20.
Amazing run by Jonah Lockwood.
Great run.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, we were just talking about this. 38 seconds. They are moving. They are absolutely moving the chains. The clock is stopped.
I mean, the momentum here has totally shifted.
First down. I mean, it's picture perfect. It is picture perfect. Jonah was on his horse. He was absolutely moving past the Upper Darby defense. It's just about that stuff of getting open field. And, you know, he just moves. He moves.
He really did. I mean, it was a shame that the Upper Darby guy caught up to him because he was putting his everything into each step, running like he hated the ground.
I mean, he's running straight at the scoreboard, so he's seeing the number. He's seeing the time click down on the scoreboard, and he's seeing the 0 to 20, and he's thinking, I can change that with this play.
Yes. 37 seconds left.
A lot of strategy on the sidelines. They're trying to get him moving. I mean, they're making sure that a lack of communication is non-existent, as this is the most important drive of the game by far.
Going into halftime, you want to be the last to score going into halftime. It puts the energy and the ball in your court because it allows you to have good energy going in the locker room.
I think the only thing that could change the game more is number 1 on the Rams to get a little head tap, a little touchdown against number 1 on the Royals. I mean, it's been a physical battle all night between them two. And if he's able to capitalize, it could not only be a game changer, but it could also be, you know, an emotion swayer for the Rams, allowing them to get the upper hand.
I mean, Thomas, could you agree that 1-1 is a matchup of the night?
Absolutely. I mean, the size is so similar. It's
Throw
just skill.
outside. Great run. Gets about 7 yards on the play.
Clock is stopped at 27 seconds.
Esposito's pass is complete to Finn McLeod. Tackled by Samir Mosley.
Gooch looks really mad on the sideline there. They're going to spike the ball, but there's a flag down for false start. I mean, me and Sam talked about this pregame. Those penalties are really going to hurt this team. We need every yard we can get.
Absolutely. I mean, you just can't have that. How do you have a false start on a spiked ball? That is a lack of communication, purely a lack of communication.
I mean, you just can't let that happen here.
3rd down, Rams.
17 seconds left on the clock.
Movement.
And he rolls outside. Throwing deep. Oh, just through the hands of Colin Sullivan.
Pass attempt to Colin Sullivan. Incomplete. Rams 4th down.
And if you look at this replay, just look at how quickly the offensive line collapses. I mean, he is just clearly forcing the Royals. I mean, the Royals are just clearly forcing the Rams to move Spiros and move the QB and the O-line. I mean, the O-line has just had gaps all night. They're just getting pushed back. I haven't seen a play where Spiros is able to stand in the same spot for more than a second. I mean, he is always moving, and the Royals have done a really good job to keep pressure in that on the D line. and on the O-line, respectively.
I mean, they've undoubtedly kept this pressure up. 12 seconds left on the clock. Let's see if they could get 1 or 2 more plays in here. It is 4th down, though, so they would need to get a first down. What would you go for here? A first down or a touchdown?
I mean, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I'm going to leave that up to the coaches. But personally, I think you just got to go for it. You just have to go for it.
I couldn't agree more. 12 seconds left. What is the worst that could happen if they get the ball back?
I mean, if you get it and they decide to take a little too long and the clock keeps ticking and, you know, you might just not have that time. You might look at the scoreboard and see 12 seconds and say, hey, we got more than enough time. But, I mean, it clicks away
that 12 seconds
quicker.
Gets to 0 way quicker than you'd think.
Absolutely. And this is the most important play of the game here.
And the snap to Spiros, and there's a flag on the play. Another false start. I mean, these penalties are killing this team.
Harriton.
The false start will now leave them with 11 yards to the first down and 23 to the goal line.
11 seconds left.
Time is ticking down, and the Rams need a big play here.
And the throw is up. Colin Sullivan just wasn't looking back for it. Almost intercepted.
Pass is incomplete.
A little extracurriculars in the backfield.
On downs.
6 seconds left for Upper Darby.
Hey, I will say, if they're able to keep that up, that's good. That's really good. If they're able to keep those long drives up that Jonah Lockwood has had in the past couple of games, especially in this last drive, I mean, it would be great for the Rams. It's just those false starts. I mean, they had, what, 2-3 false starts just in this drive alone, and it just cannot happen, especially with a spiked ball just to stop the clock. I mean, you can't false start on that. You almost have to try to false start on that. However, I think the Rams have tried to bounce back beautifully from that, even after the turnover on down, sadly. It's just too many penalties.
I mean, me and Sam discussed it before the game. These penalties are going to be crucial for this team.
Yep.
Instead of being on the 13-yard line, they're now on the 23-yard line, which just makes that touchdown pass that much harder.
Absolutely.
And that's it for the half. We're going to be shifting over to an A&S Media halftime show. Thank you for tuning in for the first half. Me and Thomas will be back for the second half.
Wait, no. What? Yeah. Well, not the video yet. The video is very short. Just go back to this show starting soon graphic. No. Before half the show. Get out of that. Welcome into the ANS Media Halftime Show. My name is Sam Ferenchick. I'm here with Trey Demarco. So Trey, let's get right into it. So the Harriton defense let up 20 points in the first half. Unfortunately, the offense was not able to put up any points. They're down 20-0 right now. But the defense still did look strong for some drives. They had that big 4th and 11. They stopped down here. They blocked a field goal. They haven't been looking terrible. What was the preparation coming up into this game that led the defense to look pretty sharp tonight?
Well, I mean, obviously every week a lot of preparation, a lot of moving guys around into different positions and trying out new things. You know, we had last week against Conestoga, we had a big piece and a freshman gets a concussion. He goes down. We get guys step in on that. We're moving guys around, finding better people for better positions.
Yeah, I can say, like, they've been doing well. I've seen he hasn't really been throwing a lot. Is that something you guys noticed? I noticed the Upper Darby quarterback. I mean, he hasn't been taking many deep shots. He had a few, but it's mostly been a lot of short passes, run game. Were you guys preparing for that?
I mean, we've definitely seen some pretty bad shots in the end zone that he's thrown, but coming into this, we knew that this guy was not the same guy that we've seen in other Central League teams. I mean, he doesn't have the arm that we were expecting, but I mean, we're mostly just focusing on the run.
Yeah, so if Harriton wants to have a chance at winning this game, what do they need to do in the next, 24 minutes?
Like I just said, focusing on the run. This quarterback, he's not one of the best throwers we've seen. We just got to really stack the box and contain the runner. Can't let him get outside.
Yeah. So we saw down here, Spiros was down here, it was 4th down and 10. We were unable to convert to get that touchdown.
Right.
Do you think that hurt the momentum or did that negatively impact them going to this next half?
Definitely hurt the momentum because we see that play by Jonah Lockwood, number 15, taking it up the left sideline. Big play. I mean, sucks that we couldn't score off that, but I mean, yeah, it is what it is.
It is, but so Ben Krebs in the corner there had a big interception there. They could have gotten a touchdown. They could be up 28-0. Instead, it's only 20-0, which is not impossible to come back from, definitely in one half. Do you think that will help the defense going into the second half to play stronger, play more confident, and get more stops and contain them?
For sure. That pick, I mean, it definitely gives the defense something to rally around, and then off of that pick that they see that they can get a guy to run it 50 yards down the field after, and they get that impact, for sure.
So what do you think you've seen from Spiros tonight? Obviously, he has had some up and downs this season. He's played well in some games. He's played not as well in some games. What are you seeing from him tonight?
A mix of good and bad. You know, we see him, he's thrown the ball. Colin Sullivan been a big target this tonight.
Great
number 18. But then again, we've also seen that strip, that fumble he had that cost us in the red zone.
Yeah, so there's only been one turnover tonight coming from the Rams, I believe, that fumble by Spiros, but the Rams actually forced a fumble pretty early in the game. I believe it was Moose and Dennis. If the Rams had recovered that fumble, do you think the game score would be a lot different?
I can't be certain, but I think there's a good chance that we take that ball and we get it into the end zone after getting it in their territory.
I mean, there's always a chance for stuff like that. So the run game early in the game didn't look that good, obviously, but then Jonah Lockwood had that huge run down the sideline. Do you think Jonah is going to increase his number of carries in the next half and just hope for something like that to happen again, or should we see more passes?
I think they're definitely going to keep it with Jonah. I mean, to open up the run game, they're going to have to pass it a little bit. We'll see a little bit more of that, but I think they're going to keep it with Jonah.
All right. That's all for the A&S Media Halftime Show. I'm Sam Ferenchick here with Trey Demarco. Teams are walking out in a second. We'll get you back to the game in just a couple of minutes. Thank you for watching. See you guys next game. Good man.
All right.
Welcome back to the Harriton live stream First half ended 20-0. Harriton Rams are still in this game.
Absolutely.
What do you think about the first half, Thomas?
You know, first half was a struggle on the offensive and defensive side. The O-line just collapsed completely after almost every single play for the Harriton Rams. Upper Darby is great defensively. I mean, they just keep closing every pocket that's available to the Rams. And, you know, it's been a struggle for them to gain yardage, especially in first and second down. They're relying on fourth down long passes, especially with that man coverage that Upper Darby has been running. You know, it's been a struggle for Harriton to get yardage.
I mean, I would actually like to comment on the O-line. I think you can really see how this size difference is affecting this team. The Upper Darby O-line has just been able to make so many holes for their running backs and just get blockers downfield, and that has been game-changing.
Absolutely. I mean, there have only been 2 or 3 big, long passes.
Yes.
One of them being a trick play, and another one being Jonah Lockwood with an amazing run down the left-hand side of the field. I mean, he's got wheels, but Upper Darby can just catch him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been a struggle for them to keep going. And, you know, just too many punts, too many flags, too many false starts. I mean, there's just too many things to count about the Rams that have not gone their way.
I mean, Thomas, I couldn't agree more. There's so much that's not going their way. But I think that they need to throw this ball deeper a little more often.
Absolutely.
Because the times they've done it, it's been working for them. And if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah. You know, I think the big thing that we just have to do is make completions.
Yes.
The run game is not working. It will not work, especially against Upper Darby players that are this big. You know, you just got to throw it. You got to have Spiros with the confidence to be able to throw the ball and just not throw a pick. I mean, you just have to be able to say, hey, Jonah Lockwood, you know, I need you to run a good slant, and I need to give the ball to you.
It's also these offensive coordinators need to have more confidence in
Absolutely.
their QBs that they can make plays and confidence in their wide receivers that they can get open. And if Spiros throws a deep ball and he throws a pick, so what? At least you went for the deep ball and you went for the yardage.
I mean, every single long play that the Rams have had, besides maybe 2, have just been trick plays. You know, it's been outsmarting the Royals defense for the long yardage. I mean, we have the athleticism. We might not have the size, but to, you know, counteract the size, you just got to use the brain and you just got to be smart. You got to be smart about your plays. And, you know, let's talk about the lack of, you know, communication from the sideline to the the players on the field.
I've seen a lot of miscommunication and some rereads, and it's been difficult for Spiros to read what these quarterbacks are wanting.
Yep.
Is that intentional to throw off the defense, or is it just a communication issue?
Absolutely. You know, there's so many times when they're getting ready, they're set. The Royals are ready to go, and you know, they turn back to their coaches just saying, what are we doing? You know, I mean, it just has to be a trick play. They have to outsmart the Royals. And, you know, it's just been a struggle. All season it's been a struggle.
This game is also, it's basically brain versus brawn at this point. You need to beat the strength with the brain.
Yep.
You need to outsmart them, out-trick them, because clearly we're not being more physical than them.
Yeah.
So we need to use our play calls. We need to play smart, and we need to take a couple more risks downfield.
All right. And let's turn back here now to the plays of the game.
Looks like Harriton is going to be kicking off to Upper Darby.
20-0 here. The Rams are down. The T seems to be working for the Rams as it wasn't working for the Royals. Now, again, one thing that we were talking about big was the mentality, the mental, you know, the mental strength that the Upper Darby players have to face as they do a little squib punt, and it will work for the Rams.
Wow. Wow. Just wow. These are the risky
Absolutely
plays
amazing.
that I was talking about. Take that risk kicking it short, and it paid off there.
I mean, amazing. Absolutely textbook. I couldn't have expected a better play out of the Rams. I mean, that's what they need to do in the first quarter. They can't get down big in the second half of the game. And I mean, it's already swaying to the Rams. It's already swaying to the Rams.
I mean,
And,
that's a huge momentum shift that you love to see at the beginning of the game.
Yep.
Or beginning of the second half, excuse me.
Yep. And, you know, our kickers are talented. Our receivers are talented. All of our players are talented. It's just applying that into a game.
Ooh. Brought down in the backfield. Ball goes out of bounds.
Jonah Lockwood trying to throw it away there after he's getting dragged down.
Taken down by Sahuddin Abdur Rashid.
They are saying he is down, which will make him lose a lot of yards here for second down. And we just can't bring this up enough. We cannot just lose yards. We cannot. I don't think the Royals have lost a yard all game. I mean, there's been, I don't know, 3 sacks, but they're all offsetting.
It's 2nd and 22. You cannot have that.
Now let's see if the Rams are going to run one of their trick plays. They tried to do that the play before with number 15, Jonah Lockwood. They flipped it from Spiros to Jonah, and it looked like he was trying to find an open man downfield. However, that did not turn out the way that they want to.
And a pitch out to Jonah Hughes Lockwood, who gets a little space, but is brought down with about a 3-yard gain.
Now, let's talk about this, Isaac. Maybe the Royals are catching on to the trick plays that the Rams are trying to pull on them. A little bit of yards there for the Rams. However, it will not be good anywhere close for a first down. It'll be 3rd and long. They're lining up on just about the 43-yard line.
Looks like they have 4 receivers, 1 man in the backfield. Upper Darby has really brought a blitz today. And the snap is back. Thrown a little low to Colin Sullivan. I mean, you can see Spiros visibly disappointed with that throw.
Incomplete.
I mean, Spiros is just moving. He's moved all game. He cannot just set his feet and throw it to one of the receivers. He just can't do it with how just huge the Upper Darby defense is and how dominant they are.
Great punt. Wow.
Absolutely perfect.
Puts them deep in their own yardage.
Punt down by Harriton at the 14-yard line.
A couple, I don't know, quote-unquote lucky bounces. But personally, that's all skill to me. I wouldn't be able to do that. So the Rams, after punting it off, not a great drive. However, it will be enough for the Rams after that kick. It will be pretty bad field position for the Royals, don't you think?
I couldn't agree more. At their own 13 or 12-yard line, I believe. Not very good field positioning. Run to the outside, and he's brought down, but there's a flag on the play.
And
Dennis with the carry.
They will
Taken down by Bruce and Dennis, but there is a flag on the play. Holding Royals.
That will be a holding for the Royals.
I mean, that pushes them so much farther back than they want to be.
Correct. It will repeat a first down, though. However, just not a great place that you want to be as the Royals. Clearly, there is a little bit of sway here in the momentum of this game. I mean, 20-0, you should have pretty good momentum as a Royal. However, it doesn't seem that the Rams can get that much. It seems like they're trying to squeeze all the energy out of the Royals as they can, trying to get that upper hand a little later in the game, maybe to come back and try to put a couple points on the board.
Thomas, they are in pick 6 territory, and he drops back to throw. The throw across the middle is caught. Running up the sideline, he's got open field.
The shoe
is off. He loses a cleat, and he's pushed out of bounds at around the 30-yard line. I mean, that's not what you want after just putting him back. You just put the ball in their court to go and make a play now. You can't let that happen.
Absolutely. I mean,
first down, Royals.
Now, as we go back to this replay here, I mean, you can see really good throw here. A shoe comes off, and he just keeps going. He's pushed out by number 9. However, an amazing run by the Royals. Now that changes the tide of this quarter especially.
And a run up the middle is stopped with about a 5-yard gain.
I mean, the Royals have been so good with their running, haven't they? I mean, they are not scared to hand it off, open a gap on the O-line, and just have having the running back just run straight through them. I mean, it's a big kid, but boy, can he get moving.
And a throw, screen pass. Jonius Lockwood is beaten out, but there is a flag on the play. Is this going to bring it back? It is a holding on Upper Darby.
That will bring it back.
On the play, holding Upper Darby.
That is not what you want to see
Not
as
at
a
all.
Royal, but 100% that is what you want to see as a Ram. I mean, that just cannot happen. With that open field, you cannot just hold. Holding is not in the equation for bringing back an amazing touchdown. However, for the Rams, it's great. It's great.
I mean, Thomas, I really couldn't agree more. With an open field play like that, with one man to make the tackle, you cannot be caught holding.
Absolutely not. And a little bit of aggression by the Upper Darby Royals. They were definitely showing a little bit of emotion after getting that touchdown called back.
And motion out to the sideline. It's a screen pass. Incomplete.
Pass incomplete, intended for Mason Alston.
Number 11 just did not look back at the QB.
Royals.
QB was expecting it to be a little earlier. However, the running back did not do that. As we look back, you can see he's looking, and it's just a little bit too late before number 11 can spot the ball in the air. Again, that pass was, maybe 2-3 yards a little too long, which has been happening all game, and I get leading a pass. However, it just seems a little too much as number 4 finds some open field and is brought down at just about the 6-yard line.
I mean, Thomas, you can't let them get big runs like this. After you're getting breaks with penalties and you're getting these lucky penalties, you cannot let that happen.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more there, Isaac. I mean, the 6-yard line after having a touchdown called back is just not something that you can have.
I mean, it's just not good.
And the Royals will be brought down just short.
Carried by Samir Mosley.
They will be now on the 3-yard line. Second down for the Royals. Number 64 marching off the field. There are just too many injuries for the Rams. You know, you got just so many people that are out due to injury. on the defensive and offensive side. You know, there are some amazing players that just don't have the ability to recover and play well for the team.
False start, Royals.
And a false start, flag is out for the Royals. You know, you got people like number 10, Spencer Havey, who is a sophomore. He plays an amazing role here on the team. He, you know, as a good player, you know, you just got to expect to be hit. And he has taken a couple big blows there, which did take him sadly out of the game. He did have a little stress fracture. Hopefully he's okay soon.
And the handoff to number 4. And they stuff him at the goal line. Wow. Harriton was able to stop that run.
Absolutely
even with this
amazing
size on the Darby line.
And as we go back into the replay, look at the D-line finally pushing back. I mean, they're really starting to use their size. They are just pushing, and they are not letting the Royals score another touchdown. They are trying to keep themselves in this game, and they most definitely are.
I mean, this is where the D-line is going to come in handy.
You have a couple.
You need them to push back.
You have a couple wide receivers going wide here.
And the handoff, and
it
he's
will
in
be
for the touchdown.
Touchdown number 4.
Amos Dennis with the Upper Darby touchdown.
A great run here. Great handoff, great moves by number 4. All confidence there. As you can see, the clock winding down from 5 minutes. It is now 26-0.
I mean, Thomas, this is certainly not the worst score we've seen.
Definitely not. You know.
And the snap, and the kick is up. Almost blocked again by Moose and Dennis. I feel like we keep hearing that name. It's like he's everywhere.
Absolutely.
He is such a key player on this team.
I mean, you hear people like Jonah Lockwood and Spiros who just hard carry the team. They put the teams on their back. And they just got to keep that energy up. They got to keep it going. They got to know that they're good players. And with the rest of the team, you know, they could be amazing, and they are amazing. They just got to keep that confidence. They cannot just let a touchdown like that fool them into thinking that they're losing this game. If they're able to score these touchdowns as Royals, the Rams are 100% able to do that as well. Number 70, putting the cones to the ground now. Number 1 in the backfield, ready to receive.
With number 4. And he gets the T right.
Absolutely amazing.
Wow. I mean, beautiful. Look at that setup. Wow.
I mean, this looks like a boot already waiting to happen. And as he passes.
Kick is up. It's a squib. Out of bounds. That is a penalty.
Royals
Should
kick
be.
goes out of bounds.
Well, you don't see that too often out of number 70 on the Royals side. Before he did, if you were thinking that was a little bit of an overreaction about him putting the ball on the tee, he actually wasn't able to. I believe that was last quarter. He was not able to put it on the tee, so he had to have somebody hold it for him, and it clearly has just mentally changed the way that he looks at the ball, and he's had 2 pretty bad kicks as of that time. Spiros looking at his receivers.
And the snap. Screen pass to Colin Sullivan. Has blockers. Met at the line of scrimmage.
I mean, there aren't too many plays where Spiros has time for the wide receivers to go positive yards and for him to get positive yards. It's almost like he's throwing it backwards and just hoping that the O-line is able to shift over and give the wide receiver blockers to get them positive yards. However, it is just not happening this game.
And they're lining up in the snap. Screen pass to Colin Sullivan again. He gets taken down at the line of scrimmage again. Hard hit, slow to get up.
Colin Sullivan, the senior.
Colin Sullivan, brought down by Samir Mosley. That'll be 3rd down, Rams.
4 minutes and counting on the clock for the Rams. And as you can see on the right-hand side of your screen, the Rams are looking back at their coaches. They're trying to figure out another play. And, you know, all of these play changes just has to lead to confusion. You know, I'm not an expert
the snap,
in this.
Thrown outside to Colin Sullivan again. Breaks the tackle. There is a flag down. Let's see what they call it. Holding on the offense.
Taken down by
You can't get penalties when you're this deep into your own territory. It's
Absolutely.
Penalties decline. 4th down, Rams.
And the Rams will touch on the 44-yard line here.
Harriton's punt is down at the 44. 1st down, Upper Darby.
Upper Darby's offense now coming into the game. Just these huge players ready to take on the D-line of the Rams. I'm not sure what the exact percentages are here, Isaac, but it does seem like there have been a lot of runs for Upper Darby on this game. However, there haven't been any successful ones for the Rams. Every time it's a run, I mean, it's just there's no yards. You can't expect yards when the O-line of the Rams just collapses almost instantly.
I mean, it's so difficult to beat the size of this Upper Darby team. Like, look, that O-line could make such a big hole.
Yep. It's just finding gaps and shooting through it for the Royals.
Tackled by Colin Sullivan.
Rams down 27-0 with the play clock just going past 3 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. Rams are setting up here for the play. Royals look ready. The snap.
And the
It's
snap,
a low
it's fumbled.
snap. The Royals were not ready for that. And I'm not sure if the QB called a hike,
recovered by Upper Darby.
but the center most definitely snapped it, and it will lead to a little bit of a loss for the Royals.
I mean, those are the communication errors we're talking about.
Seems like 3rd and 8 here for the Royals now. Rams have a little bit of momentum on their side. Let's see if they're able to take advantage of this. Rams are ready and Royals are ready.
And the snap, fake handoff, screen pass. Tackled by Joni Hughes, Lockwood, and Ryan Block.
Pass is complete to Martin Corona.
Not Ryan Block, sorry, number 65. My apologies.
Down, Upper Darby.
It's
4th
fourth
down.
and 4. If I were Upper Darby here, I'd try and run it up the middle.
Absolutely.
But I feel like Harriton's going to be expecting that.
You've
So
got
let's-
nothing to waste with 1 minute and 30 on the clock and being up 27-0. There's nothing to lose here for the Royals, so you might as well go for it.
And the throw, intercepted! Oh my God! Jody Hughes Lockwood with the
15.
running back. And he's in for the touchdown! Pick six!
Rams!
Pick six, Jonah Hughes Lockwood. Their second interception of the night.
Absolutely perfect. He had open field all the way, and he kept on his high horse, and he kept moving.
I mean, you could see how well he read that pass. He was on it from the jump.
I mean,
and
just look at this. A perfect pick. He has the open field. He doesn't have the blockers exactly, but when he gets moving, he doesn't stop.
Nothing but green grass in front of him.
Let's go, Rams. Absolutely perfect. An amazing way to put some points on the board. Looks like they are going to be going for 2 as I see Spiros Esposito looking for the snap. But, I mean, Isaac, perfect.
I mean,
absolutely perfect.
It was beautiful. Let's see what they can do on the 2-point conversion here. And the snap. It's going to be a throw to the outside. And it's caught!
Good! Number 7 on the Rams. That is Finn McLeod, the freshman, who has been an absolute star for the Rams. An absolute bright spot for the Rams, Finn McLeod. He has done amazing things just his freshman year. I mean, he's got so much to go, and that will put the Rams on the board. Still down, however, inching their way closer with 1 minute and 13 seconds left on the clock. They will be down 8-27. And Isaac, we were talking about movement the entire time.
Yes.
And momentum. You know, this is momentum. A pick 6 from just about the 40-yard line.
I mean, that just completely shifts the momentum of the whole game.
The Rams are ready to kick it off. Number 30, ready to kick it. Ball is on the tee, adjusting his helmet.
A little odd lineup from the Rams here. It's an onside kick, and it's fumbled. Did they get it back again?
Let's see. Number 6 jumping up and down, pointing the other direction.
Ref is on the pile. And they give it to Darby.
Darby will get it.
I mean, that was so close.
And let's just take a quick look here back at the play. I mean,
Harriton's onside kick.
a perfect top and just through the hands and a dog pile. However, they aren't able to come up with it.
From the 49-yard line.
I mean, even a 50%, turnover rate for that is amazing. I mean, if you can do that every other time and recover the ball, I mean, it was just an unlucky break that we couldn't get a hand on the dog pile.
I mean, it's definitely been a strength for this Harriton team. And they line up one safety in the backfield. And it's a QB sneak.
Ooh.
Blows him up, hard hit. Good hit by Colin Sullivan.
Shows Manny Martinez with the carry.
Our student section has shrunk down a little bit.
Second down, Upper Darby.
And as time is clicking away here, past just about 45 seconds, there seems to be, a little bit of energy in the air with the Rams coming back a little bit. Number 4 is taken and pressed back. Not sure if he got positive yards. He did. They're saying he got 1 yard on the play, and it will lead to a Upper Darby first down.
Forward progress gives Upper Darby the first down.
And And that'll do it for the third quarter.
Your Harriton Rams 8 and the Upper Darby Royals 27.
And that'll do it for the third quarter. Harriton gets their touchdown, hoping for more in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
I mean, that was a beautiful pick six from Jonah Hughes-Lockwood.
Absolutely.
I mean, he just read the pass, and he was on it from the minute it came out of the quarterback's hands. I've never seen anything as picture perfect as that.
And even after looking at after the replay, it was just picture perfect. He had open field. He saw a slot that he can go through, and he just took it. He kept on his high horse, and he just kept moving.
And back to the game.
Royals lining up here on the 40-yard line. A run to number 4. He will be taken down just about 4 yards short of a first down.
I mean, Thomas, do you think that Harriton can get a couple more coming into this fourth quarter?
Hopefully. I mean, it's been a pretty solid game. Overall, for what the Rams have been doing this season, I mean, the fight back and the bounce back after that pick six and the 2-point conversion is great for the Rams.
I mean, throw, screen pass. Jonah Hughes-Lockwood with the tackle. And Ben Krebs comes in to finish it off at around the line of scrimmage.
Mason Alston with the catch.
Number 22, Ben Krebs, the junior, the predecessor of his older brother. Absolute beast of a player. Really good, really physical. He's not afraid to go and, get physical. And he's willing to get down and dirty as the Royals are lining up here for 3rd and 4.
And the snap, handoff to number 4 up the middle. He gets the first down, but it's brought down about 5 yards after.
Solid run there by number 4.
Amos Dennis with the carry, taken
I mean, you
down
keep
by
hearing these same names from Upper Darby.
Zafirio.
Number 4, number 1, and their quarterback specifically have been making some great plays this game. Their running game has just been unstoppable.
Absolutely. It's been super good. It's been super solid throughout the entire game. Number 4 is an absolute beast.
Hand off to number 36, shut down by Ben Krebs, but he still manages to get around 5 yards on the carry.
Tajee Bird carries the ball. Taken down by Marshall Zafirio. 2nd down, Upper Darby.
And they
Royals
line up. And the snap, handoff to number 36. Shut down at the line of scrimmage by number 26, making the initial contact.
Number 26, super solid player, really good tackle there. Marshall, super physical guy. He's not afraid to get down and dirty, just like all the other players, such as Ben Krebs. They work great as a duo. And, even if the D-line isn't as, big or supportive as you might think, the safeties and the supporting roles just in the backfield of the defense is absolutely amazing.
And the throw across, incomplete. Great coverage by Zach Friedman.
No flags on the play, but super good coverage.
Martin Corona, incomplete.
I mean, those are the kind of passes you want to stop. Coming across the middle in the red zone.
Absolutely.
Pep Band is playing Uma Thurman right now.
Yes, they are.
And the handoff to number 26. Shut down at the line of scrimmage. Wow. That was some good initial contact with a second player to help clean it up.
And let's just look back at that play, just one play before. Solid snap. However, an explosive hit to keep them from the first down. It will now be a turnover on downs, excuse me.
I mean,
and
that was just
Rams.
such an important stop for the Harriton Rams.
Absolutely.
In your own red zone, a turnover on downs. I mean, what a great stop.
Absolutely. We will be right back
in a little bit. And we're back on
HHS-TV as the Upper Darby player walks off on his own two legs, so that's great to see. Again, that was a turnover on downs after just before the break. Hopefully the Rams have some energy after an amazing pick six and 2-point conversion by Jonah Lockwood.
And the snap Spiros Esposito. It actually is not Spiros anymore, and it's caught by Colin Sullivan.
Super solid way to move the first down markers.
Is that Esposito in the game, or is that number 2?
No, I believe that is number 2, Joey Mena, who is a freshman. He's been seeing some varsity time as of late. He's a great supporter to Spiros. They share some time between each other. Of course, with the injuries.
And he scrambles. He's going to get some yardage.
Wow.
You could see with him being new, he was a little skittish getting out of that pocket, but he did great.
That's an athletic performance, especially by a freshman. Couldn't be too much better. I mean, this is what they need. They need 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, and they just need to march up the field. That's all they need. I mean,
Thomas, I really hope that everything's okay with Spiros, though. I'm happy that this freshman's getting more time, but I hope that Spiros is not injured.
Absolutely. We're looking for him on the sidelines. We're checking all of our sideline commentators here, just trying to see if we have a location on him.
False start, Harriton.
And we do see him on the sideline, looking a little angry, next to one of the assistant coaches, Coach Googe.
Googe.
He is a PE teacher, so most of the students know him. He was a pickup. I'm not sure. Was that a season or two ago?
Yes, I believe so.
As he was a new hire to the school. He's been a great addition.
He was also one of the assistant lacrosse coaches.
Correct.
You know, he didn't know much about lacrosse coming into it, but boy, was he good at emotional support.
Same with football. I mean, he's there to keep the players' energy high. And he's definitely doing that. You know, you love to see him in the hallway.
Oh, and they got him on the jump.
Major
Wow.
false start.
It was an offsides.
Wow. Sorry,
Got him on the
offsides.
jump. Wow.
Offside up for Darby.
That moon has really risen since we started.
Second down.
Yeah. Rams are lined up. The freshman, Joey Mena, is ready for the snap.
And the snap on second down. Screen pass thrown to Ben Krebs. Gets some yards. It's a fumble. Who has it? It rolled through a couple Upper Darby legs.
That is absolutely not on Joey. That was a perfect ball. Let's go take another look at this.
Was covered by Upper Darby.
Wow. I mean, that also just shifts the momentum. You can't let that happen. I mean, Thomas, you hate to see that.
Absolutely. And as we take another look at it, the snap, a perfect throw, and I'm not sure if that was on the transfer of him trying to run it or if that was a hit. Take another angle at this.
Trying to transfer it
that
to his
was
other
on
arm.
the hit. That was on the hit.
Oh.
And as we
And
get back
run up
to
the
game,
middle, brought down with about a 7-yard gain.
Osmond Daffy with the carry. Tackled by Marshall Zaffirio.
You know, that's just something that you can't expect. That's not, personally, I don't think that's on anybody. Could he have trapped the ball a little better? Yes. But, you know, it happens. It happens. That's football. Perfect throw. I mean, Joey Mena, perfect QB for this set, for that situation.
And it's a run to the outside, number 36, stuffed by number 26.
He will have positive yards,
Sadiq Ward
and he will get the first down.
carries.
However, there was a little
Tackled
pushback.
by Marshall Zaffirio.
And the pep band is playing my favorite song, Sweet Caroline. Favorite pep band song, at least.
And as the clock is ticking down in the fourth quarter, 4 minutes and 48 seconds, the ball snapped. And a major pushback as the Rams are able to limit him to no yards. No loss, no gain.
Brought down by Moose and Dennis. Second down, Royals.
And as the ball is snapped with 4 minutes in the fourth quarter, the Royals.
And it's a throw towards the end zone, just overthrown.
Tyler
I mean, this is where coverage really matters here. You got to be right on them or else they could just barely sneak a ball in there.
Pretty solid coverage there by Ryan Zhang, who is also the freshman kick returner. Did a super good job there stopping that pass.
Thomas, do you know when Halloween is?
No idea.
Is it this week or next week?
Next week, pretty sure.
Okay. And It looks like there's going to be a flag for holding, but a great tackle in the backfield.
3 minutes and 46 seconds here on the clock.
It is going to be a holding
Tyler Freeman.
on Upper Darby.
Sacked by Ben Baylor.
Super solid sack there by Ben Baylor. That will limit the Royals to a 4th down and 9. Now, Isaac, correct me if I'm wrong. These kids are looking a little smaller. This might be, I'm not sure, part of their JV team. But clearly still some solid size out there.
Thomas, I would like to correct you. I completely disagree. I feel like these kids look like the same size.
You know, I've been staring at the same plays for a while now. You know, everything's changing colors on me.
And the throw, same route. Great defense.
Ryan
wow.
Zhang.
Getting right in his face. That was picture perfect defense.
Beast of a freshman, Ryan Zhang, number 4. They tried to run the same route, and just look at this. After the snap, ball is tossed up, and perfect coverage by Ryan Zhang. Great camera angle there. Rams are in a huddle, and they will now scramble out to the field.
Was that a turnover on downs, Thomas?
I believe it was. And now the beast of a freshman, Joey Mena. He's been seeing some varsity time. He is just at the top left of your screen.
And the snap. Rolls out of the pocket, and he's going to scramble, and he gets crushed out of bounds, but he gets up.
Boy, is he not afraid to run. He is not afraid to scramble out of the pocket and try to get at least 1 or 2 yards.
Bunch of Royals.
I think this is something that you need to see out of Spiros, is the scrambling. Spiros typically, when the pocket collapses, he just throws it. But with Joey Mena, the beast, he just likes to scramble out of the pocket, and he likes to go for what he sees. He doesn't like to just throw it up, but he likes to make plays himself. The snap.
And it's picked off after being bobbled. And he's brought down hard.
A very confusing play.
Flag down.
It almost looked like Upper Darby tackled their own player. We might need to get a replay on that.
There is a flag on the play.
And as that is picked off, you can see that the Upper Darby player is almost tackling his own teammate. You can see right there.
There was also a flag on the play after the play for unnecessary roughness. My apologies. Not unnecessary roughness. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Upper Darby.
I get that you can get pumped during some of these games, but you just can't have unsportsmanlike conduct.
I mean, there's
when you're
just
up.
no excuse for any dirty hits. There's just no place for it in the game.
Absolutely. And as we were just talking about number 2, Joey Mena,
Upper Darby.
you know, it's just something that you have. Freshman on varsity trying to sub in for one of the better QBs we've had in the past couple of years, Spiros. You know, you just gotta
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Upper Darby Royals.
You know, you just got to fill in some big shoes. After that unsportsmanlike conduct, it will be a first down. But just not something that you want to see when you're up 27-8. And as you can see, the Rams scrambling out. Joey Mena, one of the very little picks that he's thrown this season, if not the first, especially on varsity. Just something that you don't want to see, but it happens. I mean, he's made great throws all of this game. He's really stepped up.
And the snap, run outside, number 40, blown up at the legs.
Number 4, Ryan Zhang, the freshman. Absolute wrecking ball. Not the biggest on the field, but definitely one of the more passionate.
Taken down by Colin Sullivan. Second down, Royals.
And as the clock is clicking down in the fourth quarter with just 1 minute and 23 seconds left.
And the snap, handoff to number 72.
Wow.
Pushed out of bounds with about a loss of 4 yards.
Pretty long route there for number 72.
Yeah. Some would say he took the scenic route.
Yes, he did. Most definitely running back to the logo on the 50-yard line and then cutting back. It will now be 3rd and 13 for the Royals. Isaac, I might be seeing things, but number 34 and number 77 are pretty big kids.
Yes,
we haven't
they are.
seen them all game.
No, we have not. I think that Upper Darby has started to put their JV team in. And the throw, it's deep. Good coverage. Again.
Taken down
by number 4.
Ryan Zhang.
I mean, he's been on it on the coverage tonight.
Yes, he has. I mean, you might see him, and I'm not sure. He might be 5'7". You know, not the biggest, but I mean, when you're able to make those plays, I don't care how big you are. If you're able to do that, then I'm totally good. I'm all good with that.
I mean, he's just been putting his body on the line this game,
Yep.
playing some great coverage. I mean, this is probably one of the better games that they have played.
And as we are about to cross into the 1 minute mark. Fourth
throw
down.
across the field. Hit hard.
Hit hard. No flags will be thrown on the field from what we can see.
I mean, that was just a good play there. Looks like he's a little rattled.
Incomplete. Harriton takes over on downs.
There. We will be back shortly. And as we get started here now, the Royals will be now on defense.
And the throw from Spiros is long. Almost complete to Marcus.
Esposito pass to Marcus Bates is incomplete.
Marcus Bates with a new
Almost complete to
matchup.
Marcus Bates.
Number 1 is now not up against number 1. I don't see him on the field, so clearly there was a coach decision to not have them be on the same line. He's now being guarded by number 37.
I mean, up the snap, and the throw from Spiros is out of bounds.
Spiros Esposito's pass is incomplete. Timeout, Harriton.
We will be back shortly with 46 seconds left in the game.
.46 seconds to go. Harriton, does Harriton have the ball?
Harriton does
Yes,
have
thank
the
you.
ball. I mean, Isaac, I know it's reaching the end of the game. It's been a long game. But, I mean, we've seen some good plays.
We
You know,
really have here.
Jonah Lockwood with the pick 6, a stellar 2-point conversion. I mean, it's been a pretty solid game, you know.
It's been a really good game for Jonah, who has just played awesome. Coming off of that, a great trick play to Colin Sullivan after just talking about how well Jonah was playing.
To Jonah Lockwood, who passes to Colin Sullivan.
I mean, wow. Just wow. The play works again. As you said earlier, even though they know the play is coming when they see that pitch, they still can't stop it.
Nope, they cannot. 4th down and 2. What do you think the chances are of them converting?
I think we're at like a 99.72.
All right. Sounds good. I like those odds. I like them.
It's getting colder by the minute up here.
Yes, it is. As the moon is getting higher, my feet are getting colder. However, with 35 seconds left in the game, I'm feeling pretty warm. You know, it's been, there's been some ups and downs in this game, but I think with the coaching and with the the high morale on this team, I think it's been a pretty good game.
And the snap. Spiros rolls out. Decides to take it himself. Gets good yardage. Gets out of bounds at around the upper Darby 33.
That's a good way to stop
32.
the clock at 25 seconds. They will be moving the chains.
I mean, I just want to see if they can get another score here.
They did put Spiros back into the game. Not sure why they would take Joey out.
And the snap rolls out. Gets really deep into the pocket. Wow. Throw is good. And it's caught by Jonah Hughes. Oh.
All right, let's try to take
They
another
called
look
it
at that.
incomplete.
Esposito's pass to Jonah Lockwood is complete, but
So
out of
close.
bounds.
Very
So
close.
close.
Second down, Rams.
Man, that was a super solid attempt. It looks like he got 2 feet in. However, I'm not sure. He did.
Thomas High School, you need 1 foot.
That's what I meant to say. It's been
It's
a
okay.
long night.
We all make mistakes. It's all right.
You've been streaming for 3 hours and 19 minutes.
Mistakes are part of being human. Human is mistakes. 12 seconds left. Spiro snaps it. The throw is incomplete. 8 seconds left.
Pass incomplete. Third down, Harriton.
And as the clock is winding down from 8 seconds, it seems like it will conclude at 8-27 Royals. But we still have, I'm not sure, 1 or 2 plays left as it's third down. Spiros with the high snap. Scrambling.
And the throw is incomplete to Ben Krebs. 1 second left.
Incomplete.
1 second.
Fourth down, Harriton.
And as this game comes to a conclusion, I'm guessing they're just going to go straight route. 4 safeties in the backfield.
Pitch to Jonah. The throw is caught.
Oh, large hit. However, that will end the game.
Caught by Colin Sullivan. Taken down.
We want to thank you guys for tuning in to this show. Next week we have a game against Pencrest. We would love to see all of you there. We need as much support as we can get. Thomas, any words about the game?
You know, as it concludes, you know, not too much that went bad. Not too much that went great, though. You know, 8-27 against Upper Darby, a pretty solid team. You know, we'll take it.
I believe that is our closest score we've had yet this year.
Yes, it is.
So I think that they did great.
Yeah.
They put everything they had out there, and that's all we can ask for.
Yeah. And as we conclude this, you know, final score, 8-27, Upper Darby Royals. It's been a good time. We've seen you since sunset, and now that the moon is all the way up there, it's been a good night.
Thank you.